This is what dreams are made of, people. Today is April 13th, Tuesday the 13th. And I'm Derek O'Shea, and this is the Derek O'Shea Show. Brooklyn Center Police Department, this one makes me feel icky inside, released body camera footage on Monday from a shooting that happened on Sunday when Daunte, Wright, 20 years old, tried to run from law enforcement. I talked about this yesterday, but I waited for more information to come out like a normal human being. Police said Monday that they believe the officer thought that she was firing a taser when she actually shot the suspect. And if you've ever seen the video, it seems clear that she seems confused that she's using a gun, which is it's crazy to me. And it just tells you how much the police get training, and it's probably nil. They need so much more training than what they get. If you're pulling out a gun and you think it's your taser, and then you... Okay, and alleged charges that Wright was wanted on. Also, the reason why they pulled him over, because they ran his plates, were including running from law enforcement and a weapons charge. So you could tell they were probably on edge about that. And so it's heating up. And people always like speculate and try to assume what it's like to be a cop. And you have no idea unless you are a cop getting pulled over all the time and potentially getting shot all the time. So the idea that this officer is so heightened that she makes a stupid mistake like this and ends a man's life, which is terrible and horrible. But it's understandable if you get that not enough training. It's just, you need to be trained more. And you need calm, ill-tempered people as cops because they deal with a lot. And they have the opportunity, like this lady, to murder somebody when she does it by accident. Daunte Wright's family say it wasn't an accident, which is only good to hear. And the parents refuse to accept veteran cops' taser mix-up an excuse of her shooting their dead son. That's really hard. It's hard to put yourself in the shoes of a family member who was just your son was just murdered. So I can understand saying things maybe you don't mean and just going above and beyond and stuff like that. So my heart is with them. Thoughts and prayers are towards their family. That is such a hard time to go through. Also through the officer, if it was an accident, which it seems like it based on the video. But I'm not going to make assumptions, and I'm not going to make conclusions based on one video. That's not what I do. Because I wait for all the evidence. Because one video can't say everything. The Brooklyn Center Minneapolis Police Department has taken down the thin blue line flag from their flagpole at the police station, which you can only imagine why that got taken down. Because of the politicians, not because of the cops. Or maybe because the cops are like, oh crap, we gotta put this down. But I guarantee it's for the city council. And oh yeah, Minneapolis decided it was time to continue to riot, and they've been rioting, but you know how the news media is not really talking about it, and if they do, it's, you know, these peaceful protests, as they're showing up to these peaceful protests with, you know, bulletproof armor and helmets, and they're like, yeah, this is peaceful protest. I don't know if you've ever been to a peaceful protest, but I've never showed up in full armor. And Portland continues to be Portland as they riot every single day for years on end in Joe Biden's America. And Los Angeles is heating up, and New York shut down the Manhattan Bridge, walked through it, and they're continuing. They want to be a piece of the rioting pie. And D.C., who wants to also be a state this year sometime, which is such a stupid idea, continues in the chaos. And Seattle just begging to be a part of the rioting season as they did last year. Hey, remember us? We were the autonomous zone people. Get off us. God. Oh. So are you guys ready for a summer of riots? Because if you think it's not going to happen, you haven't been watching the news. As I've been looking at the Derek Chauvin trial, I think he'll be acquitted of the charges, and I can only imagine what the news media will say. He might be convicted of some things, but if he's acquitted of anything, the story will be acquitted. And people will lose their minds and not read the whole article, as always. Even a terrified British TV reporter last night was forced to run for cover in in Minnesota, as riots broke out and was interrupted by gunshots. She's like, I'm in America, mate, and oh my God, they're shooting. Oh no, these Americans are bloody crazy, man. Why would... There was like a Today Show British report. Poor guy. He doesn't know what he got himself into. He's probably part of the news media narrative in Europe, just believing lies. There's just a bunch of peaceful protests. And, it's just a bunch of good, decent human beings just going around and, protesting the cops, not destroying whole communities on end. That's crazy. That doesn't happen. That's only what the white people do that support Trump on January 6th. They destroyed everything. But last summer, I didn't see anything wrong. Jason Whitlock, who was banned from Twitter after criticizing Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrisse Cullors for reportedly buying a $1.4 million home in a virtually all-white neighborhood. And, she also bought more than that. But don't you love that they just suspended him over that? You can't critique these people. And he said he blasted Twitter saying, Black Lives Matter is one of the big tech's sacred cows. And if you don't know the Bible, that's a false, that's not a real God. It's an idol. And it's what the Jews did when they were waiting in this, in the desert, waiting for God. And they were like, okay, we're tired of waiting for Moses and the message from God. We're going to make our own God. And so there it is. Is it? Do you believe that it's their sacred cow? Because in some ways I do. Because you're not allowed to talk negative about Black Lives Matter as an association. It's only a good thing. Just say the words. Black Lives Matter. Okay, they do matter. Okay, now give us some money. No, I hate your organization with passion. Because you guys are Marxists. And I don't support it. Like the idea that you should just, these words that have good intention meaning, but also come with all this consequence of what the words, people who founded these words mean. You no longer want to say these words. That means you're racist. Is so freaking stupid. Speaking of stupid, I'm just kidding. Jen Psaki said that she's going to get more conservatives vaccinated. And what the White House is doing, this is like, if she wasn't white, this would be racist. We're looking at running PSAs for the deadliest catch. This is from White House. We're looking at running PSAs from the deadliest catch. I don't watch that show. I don't know. I don't know anyone that watches that show. If you do, no judgment, because I've seen the show and it seems great. Psaki continued, we're also engaged in NASCAR and country music. We're looking for a range of creative ways to directly connect to white conservative communities. That's all she can think of. She was like, when I think of conservatives, I think NASCAR, country, deadliest catch. Bingo. The holy trinity of conservatism. Godly. First of all, I don't watch NASCAR. Oh. And I also don't really care for country music. I like old country music, but did I just offend you? Oh, I'm sorry. I just don't care. And Deadliest Catch I never watched, so I guess I'm not a conservative. Oh no. Jen Psaki has put me in a box, and now I can't be free from it. Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine is suspended over 1 in a million blood clot fears as 6 women out of 7 million people developed several clots, and 1 died. This is reported by the Daily Mail. And a 50-year-old in Alaska catches the virus for a second time after being vaccinated with Johnson & Johnson 1-dose shot. So, totally safe. Totally normal. And it's 6 women out of 7 million is a pretty good statistic, and it makes you wonder what is going on. New Yorkers who want to marry their adult biological... Okay, this story is so silly. A New Yorker who wants to marry their adult biological child sues to overturn laws banning incest, saying it's a matter of individual autonomy. so gross. Ew. Just no. Why? Okay, mental health is a real thing, people. You want to marry your child, and your child is okay. That sounds like so much trauma towards that child. There's no way your kid is like, yeah, I want to marry my parent. That's hot. Gross, dude. Okay. There's something bigger going on. CDC director says Michigan needs to shut down again amid coronavirus cases and will not be able to vaccinate its way out of a fourth spike. That is music to Gretchen Whitmer's ears. Shut down again, you say? I'll be right back. Golly. Russia warns America to keep warships away from Crimea for their own good. Moscow accuses West of turning region into powder keg as NATO says we will stand with Ukraine. This situation is continuing to heat up as we're worried about our riots and microaggressions and making sure big tech silences all these idiots speaking the truth. I mean, saying these things that contradict things that we believe. Contradict. I don't know what's going to go on there, but it's interesting. I don't think Russia's going to back down. I just don't. U.S. inflation is accelerated by 2.6% in March from 1.7% in February, higher than expected, as Bitcoin continues to go to the moon. If you're not ready for inflation, then you're not paying attention of our spending as we continue to spend, and the Biden relief package that went to all Americans. That was like, 6 or 8% of the whole package. These bills that Biden is proposing, like the infrastructure bill, if you actually read them, how much actually goes to the people and not to special interests, you're crazy. You're just crazy. They do a good job at selling it. Like the Biden thing was like, these $1,400 checks are going to save people's lives. And the whole bill, I think it was less than 10% was actually going towards people. So, if you think the government cares about you, think again. Today in history. And that's why conservatism works so well, because you are put on yourself to make what you want your life to be, as opposed to relying on these people that when they put a bill out, calling it COVID relief, and only relief under 10% of the bill goes to you, it's not relief. And you need to worry about yourself and not look to the government for answers. Today in history, in 1861, Union forces surrender at Fort Sumter, and the plot thickens from yesterday. What will happen in the Civil War? Will the South defeat the North and become an autonomous zone? Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Enjoy your day. Thank you guys for taking time in your day to hang out, listen to my podcast, listen to my craziness, silliness, and all that good stuff. It honestly means so much to me. If you don't mind sharing this podcast with anyone and everyone you know, I would greatly appreciate it. You can share it on any social media platform, and be sure to tag me and let me know, and let me know that you're sharing it, because I appreciate that. It means a lot to me, and I want to know who my ride or die people are, I guess. I hope you have a fantastic day. Enjoy your Tuesday. This world is crazy. And just remember to love the ones you're with. And make a difference in someone's life today. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great day. As always, I'll see you on the next episode of The Derek O'Shea Show.